turn on, basically. Okay. All right, so we're going to go over these matches. 2 of them, I don't actually have the sound effects for because they're actually from the recording. I actually played too many games. Too many games. So, yeah, so right here, my original hand, not the best. Against a nerd, right? So, the only unit I have is Dante. So, I just kind of have to wait it out. I don't want him to know I don't have a hand because generally speaking, playing a rule of thumb, playing a Foresight just kind of tells your opponent that, hey, you don't have anything in your hand, right? So I have a Dante, so I decided to do instead, I'm like, okay, 3 hits, and this Iris will actually die to my Dante. So I'm like, alright, I can go ahead and play Dante up here. No problem, right? Not a big deal. But then he does this, right? So he does this here. So I really have 2 options. I could have let Dante die, run into him. Actually, Dante would not have died. So I could have negated it. I could have slowed him, pull another card. I kind of need another card here. As well, though, halting it might have also been good. Because of where the attack location was. So, where her attack location is, halting would have been sort of useful, right, in that situation. But I use Foresight instead. And that's going to transform me. So I do have that going for me right now, right? So that's nice. That's kind of nice. So that was good that he used that before because he knew his Iris was going to die and he didn't want it to die. So what I could have done here was an option. I considered it. I considered playing the halt here. That way Iris would never actually interact with my Devil Hunter Dante, and that way I could just keep hitting the board, just keep hitting him, essentially. Like that was an option. I decided to not do that. Even though right now he's probably at max mana, so that's realistically, thinking back on it and when I look at it, he was probably at max mana there because look at how much time he has. And think of it this way: watch after he plays, that card, he's probably if he is down to 3. God, it moves too much. So I know here he's at 3, right? So he's actually, I'm sorry, he's at 1 right here. So at that moment he's at 1, right? So now he's probably at 2. Now he's probably at 3, and he plays that, right? So that means now he has 0 mana, right? 0. So, at the moment that card gets played, let's see how much mana I gain by the time that card's played here. So that card gets played when I'm about at 4.5, right? So now we're at 5.5. He's probably closer to okay. Yeah, so he's already gained a good amount. He's probably already almost at 5. So what I should have done, I should have basically just never played this card, right? I probably just never should have played this card. Is what I should have done. Because this card dies and allows him to play another card. So I think that was not the smartest move. In all honesty. So, probably shouldn't have done that. Because now it allows him to play a card. And then here, bam, I hit. This is not good. This is not good. Look at the damage he has here on me. And I have no health here. I got none. It's trash. So, that's going to come in hot. That's going to hurt really bad. I would have had to have a godlike split. So realistically, I probably should have never played that Ibuki there. Playing the Ibuki was a bad idea. I don't think that was a good idea. I think just sticking with the Devil Hunter Dante and just halting everything on the board would have actually been better. I think that would have been the better choice. But I'm finally able to get rid of the stupid Iris, thank goodness. However, I have no cards right now on the field, so he probably feels at the moment he's in a good position, which he is. I'm gonna have to take that hit. Unfortunately, my timing was a tiny bit off, because you can actually block 2 in a row if your timing's good. I'm like, okay, I cannot hit that. I cannot get hit by that card. Right? I'm like, alright, I can't get hit by it. Simple. And I know he's maxed out at mana. He cannot do anything else right now, really. I'm like, okay, with that buff, that card's gonna hit me too. I can't let it hit me. I got free mana. I need to use it. This right here was big, though, because he uses another buff. And I was now at a point where I could use Devil Trigger again. And that was really important. Being able to use that Devil Trigger just one more time. That made a huge difference, because it allowed me to sit here and essentially just get a bunch of free mana or save a ton of health. Otherwise, I would have died here. Right? So that was really big. So it allows me to play Shenko after the hit. I decided to play Shenko up there just in case I need to block that Iris for any reason. And he goes for the disarm. So this was all pretty much proper play here for the most part. Behind me, you can't see it, but I do have a stealth. I decided to go ahead for that. Because I figured, you know what, he's not going to kill me anyway. And if he uses another buff or anything like that, I can halt him if I need to. But other than that, I'll just take the damage. Screw it. Right? I'll just take the hit. I'll just go through him. And then as long as he doesn't... There's no way for... There's no card he could pop... Well, I guess there's a card he could have, but I could negate it. So that's kind of what I went for there. And so that part was smart. That was proper. So that's how that should have been. But when I played Ibuki, there's a chance I had no need to. It's possible I had no need to actually play that Ibuki because I got nothing out of it. So that might have been a bad choice. So we'll go to the next match here I had. And this was matches against Zenrotto, by the way. So, and this ended up being, I was hoping he would stick with Nerg, and he did end up sticking with Nerg, which is good. So that's exactly what I wanted. Because Wesker's extremely favored in this matchup. Generally speaking, he's favored because he's gonna have all these, especially Euro Wesker, because he has all these units that are really gigantic and huge. But not only that, he has the Tyrant T104 card, a unit that when dies basically turns into another bigger, badder, more badass unit, and so that's a big deal. So you don't, when that card's on the field, you basically don't want to spike launch. It's a pain, so it makes your hero art almost useless. So here I just go ahead and I wait till right at the end here. Unfortunately, I did take the hit there, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. This worked out really well for me. I was like, I got 2 of the spike link murder spikes. I can use both if I need to remove that cat. Thankfully, he only had 1 buff in his hand at that situation, and he didn't even get to buff his cat that he wanted to. And I was able to use murder spikes and kill him. So that was really big. That was really big. So what I should have done here, in this situation here, I did make a mistake, and I recognized it as soon as I made it. As soon as that cat gets dropped right there, right? So the timing on that cat tells me that when he dropped that, that he was gonna, that he had no mana, right? And that was the mana he was at. So what, with the spikes I had in hand, what I should have done, since I did anyway, is I should have just ate this guy here, because then if he plays anything on the cat or tries to buff, I can just kill the cat, right? Because his mana's gonna go away. He's not gonna be able to do anything with the cat. So then I get another free removal on the board. So another mistake I made. And then also, because I had the zombie, the plan was I was going to eat this guy, get the health, and play the zombie in front and kill him so I don't have to deal with him. I did it, I was stupidly did it too late here. And that was my fault. I let him gain a lot of mana, and that was just dumb, right? Hey, Expert Hunter, what's up? Can't win in Teppen? That happens. And Renaissance, what's going on? Hey, no problem. I appreciate it. Thanks for the congrats. So, and then this sucked. This part sucked. Because I missed this, it actually sparked a chain of issues. So I was trying to drop this, Because I don't know. I think he might have actually hit me first. I'm honestly not. Yeah, he did hit me first actually. So I was trying to get him to drop it at the same time. Luckily, he goofed or something. He didn't. He lost everything, and that was massive. That was huge, absolutely huge. That was a big deal. So from here, I'm kind of able to just do what I want for a little bit. Again, I'm still don't have the cards I need, which really sucks. All right. So then I finally pull something that's useful. He goes for the buff. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna remove it because I gotta get rid of cards, right? So this was all correct play for what I had. I played the zombies there again, correct play. But now I have that tyrant in my hand. I could have really done two of things here. I decided to just go ahead and play the tyrant, even though I could have played the other one. This ends up helped me out a little bit here. Because it ends up killing the cat anyway. And he now doesn't have that. So now I'm able to play the tyrant up top. So that was nice. And now I picked up the zombie. Again, that's nice. This worked out really well. He had 2 disarms, so did I. So that was perfectly played. So I want to use the disarms. I do not want that card to be sealed. I need that card to get bopped. He was able to get that shield off, which did save his ass really well, actually. And not only that, just in time, the guy gets a dang buff, man. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. So in that situation, I maybe should have played the rebirth, but I was like, I can afford to take a hit. I'll save the rebirth for later. I was saving it for Joe. And that worked out really well because he played that and the card instantly died. So that was huge in my advantage. Big advantage for me there. So I figured I'd go ahead and play this, see where it lands. Right? So I'm going to get that tyrant. That's the exact card I want there on the field. So that's perfect, right? And I have 2 arrows. I can play this again. Now if he plays Spike Launch, it's just gonna absolutely just tear him apart, right? So he just really doesn't have options now. He's gonna lose the Iris. There's just not much you can do about it. You know, so he's gonna do this. And I'm able to just drop that because obviously I don't want that Iris there. It just gives him too much mana, obviously, and too much options, too many options. And again here, I have the tyrant up top. Still just a powerhouse, just a pain in the ass for him to deal with. Able to drop the Joe at the perfect time. Soak up all that meat damage. So that was pretty much perfectly played. Doesn't really get any better than that. Because even if that Joe dies, I just play a reverse again, and then Joe pops back out. So that was good there. So that match for the most part, I could not have done it any better. For the most part, could have done it any better. So now we can have some audio here. So this was my 3rd match here against Zenrotto. So this one's gonna have actually have sound.
How long can you keep it up?
This one actually has sound. Alright, so again, not the best hand. It kind of sucks, which is unfortunate. So I just kind of had to do with what I did. So it's pretty standard stuff what I did here. I played the Tigrex, which is more or less what I want to do. It's basically what I want to do there. So I played that because I know that card. That card's got to go. He tries to buff it. It's got to get out of there, right? I can't have that card on the field. Because I have another Tigrex in hand here, though. I was like, I need to get this Iris out, right? This Iris, any Iris is going to be a pain in the ass. but the optimal play here really is I needed to get rid of that shield. And that card could take 2 hits. And that worked out. Because I pulled a Beltway and it sent it back. So that was the right move there that did pay off. Now, if you can tell, I'm just sitting here and I'm not going to pretty much ever use my my hero art here for the most part. So we're just kind of chilling on it. Right? Just hanging out. And this is kind of a weird situation. It's like, do I use the heal and he'll die, or do I just negate it? I went for the negate. Interestingly enough. Somehow he just didn't have another buff on him. So the reason why, let me tell you here real fast. The reason why I went ahead and used just desserts on that unit was because at 7 health, even though he puts the shield down at 7 health, if he uses Wrath Awoken on it, I can't kill it, right? Because he put the shield down. Excuse me. So that's why I used that card there, even though it wasn't free. I need to make sure I could kill this card if he decides to use Wrath Awoken on it. So this Iris up here is literally just going to town for him. So that ended up working out nicely. At least I was able to get rid of the layer. Did not lose my Tigrex, which helped out.
2 years.
Yo, Convex, 2 years of subbing. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. So I ended up practically losing all my cards here. Place another Tigrex. I stupidly played the Tigrex late. The thinking on that was if I play it and I'm able to take out multiple units with it, we're good. So now I'm finally able to get rid of that that Iris. Now, honestly, in that situation there, where the Tigrex and the Chun-Li interacted, honestly, what I should have done is because I know that's a 5-cost card, I probably should have actually used Shadow Blade there and not let my Tigrex die. Because the reason why is because he's not going to have a unit, because Iris is about to die, so he's not going to have a unit up very quickly anytime soon. And I'm already only 2 mana, 2 AP away from Shadow Blade. So basically anything I play is going to get Shadow Blade right back up. And by the time he plays a unit and it gets across the board, I'll probably have Shadow Blade again. Right? And so I would have still had a Tigrex on the field. So I should have recognized that, and I didn't. I didn't think about it. So that would have actually been the correct play there. So I went ahead and dropped the Dante. I thought he was going to be at lower mana. So I went ahead and did that. Didn't really work out. I should have just let him go across the board. So I got a little greedy there. I'll be honest. Should have just let it go across the board. Put pressure. So he plays that there. It's fine. I'm thinking about whether I want to negate it or not. It's pretty much what's happening there. So I know if I drop Lupo in front of it, I'm not going to die. And 2, Lupo can take a hit, right? Lupo can take a hit from that, so I'm not concerned. I'm more just being patient, and I want to see what he's gonna do. I'm kind of curious that he drops that, and I think he was going for the win here, which is interesting. Because in all honesty, let's look at this real fast. Before that happened, when this first hit came in, he had 4, so he would have done 7. He would have done 14. Okay, he would have been enough because I was at 20. When that landed. So had he actually used it on this card right here, he would have actually just won the game. Because I have nothing to stop that card. But he didn't. I don't know if he just didn't think he had enough, but he made the mistake of not activating there. And if I couldn't react in time with my Lupo, I win. I mean, sorry, with my ability. So he tried to activate here at the last second. I ended up getting it. Thank goodness. He actually tried to activate as well for the win, and he actually could have won previously. and because the timing he did there, and the fact that I was going to block his attack, even with the charge ability, there was just nothing he could do. So there was one point in that I could have made a change. I could have kept that Tigrex on the field, and that would have put a lot more pressure on the board, a lot, and possibly ended the game a lot sooner, more safely. So that was interesting right there, to say the least. So those are the 3 matches that I had with Zenrotto. Shout out to that guy. He put up a great fight, like crazy. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed those matches and learned a little bit from them. Kind of my reasoning about why I did stuff and all that good stuff.